This thing's huge. Get the new Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich for just $3.99. It's finger-licking good.
All right, guys, no insurance talk on beach day.
I'm down.
Yes, please.
Don't get me wrong, I love my RV, but insuring it is such a hassle.
Same with my boat. The insurance bills are through the roof.
Be cool.
I wish I could group my insurance stuff. The house, the car, the RV.
Like a cluster, an insurance cluster.
Yeah, I doubt that exists.
The bundle! It's a bundle and it saves you money! Hi, I'm Will from Progressive and I couldn't help it over here.
Super fun beach day, everybody.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket Cab. KFC. Order on KFC.com or through the app. Progressive. Making it easy to bundle your insurance. And by Experian Boost. Take control of your credit.
Undefeated Gonzaga on top by 20. Dan, we're well into the third game of the Elite Eight and have yet to have a lead change. We've only had one tie, Oregon State and Houston, late second half last night. And this will be the second consecutive game, it appears, where Gonzaga is going to go wire to wire without trailing.
Mentioned before the game that in this entire tournament they've only trailed for about 10 minutes, and most of that time was in the Oklahoma game.
Right. Midway through in the first half. Round of 32. Rai begins to look, and it's intercepted. Ed Polo will pick it off. And he'll rock it the other way. And the terrific Evan Mobley, who slammed it, but that was a foul. Timmy took it.
Timmy's done a little bit of everything tonight. Here he just gives himself up. He's, now he gets great position. He's not a shot blocker, but he's a guy who can step in there and take charges. And there we have something else. Have you seen that little gesture before?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I missed that one earlier.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good to watch. Only one team Gonzaga has faced this season kept the game within 10 points. West Virginia back in early December, and Gonzaga won that by only 5. We said before, 26 consecutive games with double-digit wins. That is an NCAA Division I record. Out of bounds off Gonzaga. So we can start listing all the things this historically good team has done. And for Mark Few in this program, looking for their first national title, but they are looking right now like they're going to their second Final Four. Last one, 2017. Evan Mobley trying to work his way as he is twirling into the defense.
Of course, back in 17, they lost a very physical national championship game to North Carolina.
At the free throw line, Evan Mobley, 68% free throw shooter. 25 wins for this Trojan program this season. Tied for the second most in program history. Got to go back to, well, just the 2017 season when they had 26. They have been to the Final Four twice, USC had, back in 1940 and back in 1954.
Of course, it was for a long stretch there. It was very hard for the Trojans to get to the Final Four, even to the NCAA tournament, because it was a one-bid league, and that they're in the same league as UCLA, who's winning all the time.
John Polo can't get the three to drop. Approaching 2.5 to play. Suggs the other way. Calm and collected. Hard to believe he's as young as he is.
Really taking their foot off the gas.
Yep.
Just content to run time off the clock, see if things score at the end.
It's Timmy inside, and this is over Isaiah Mobley.
Boy, another great pass on the inside.
He was the #2 scorer in the West Coast Conference, averages 19. Timmy now at 23 for the Bulldogs. High, and here we go with a nice dunk by Evan Mobley.
And that last assist by Suggs was his 8th assist. So he's got 15 points, he's got 10 rebounds, he's got 8 assists.
got some interesting numbers here. Suggs has 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists with 3 fouls, and down only 3 turnovers. Going over those numbers you just were visiting. That's a 3 by Kispert, and a rebound by Peterson. And the Trojans will go the other way. And the trailing Isaiah Mosley inside. The last triple-double in the regional finals or later came off the fingertips of Utah's Andre Miller back in '98. Dwayne Wade in '03 for Marquette. Maybe Suggs tonight. But Dan, here, when you broaden your lens a little bit, in a year where everything has been so different, in a season where nothing was the same, the NCAA tournament has followed suit. Here we have one team that's in the Final Four right now that has not been to the Final Four since 1984 in Houston. We have another team that hasn't been to the Final Four in 71 years in Baylor back to 1950. And now we have a third team in Gonzaga going to the Final Four, unbeaten, and a chance to win it and be the first unbeaten national champion since 1976. So we're reaching back in the record book with a lot of interesting numbers. We step aside.
Reggie Miller chose to bubble at Wendy's so he could wake up with the official breakfast of March Madness.
I always go for 3.
Reggie, let me in.
Kenny Smith chose somewhere else.
You know I can't break the bubble, Kenny. Oh, you're serious? You're not gonna let me in? This is my Wendy's. This is everybody's Wendy's. Beat it. I made a mistake. I made the wrong choice. We really gonna go through this? Stop, Reggie, stop.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's, official breakfast of March Madness.
Boom, baby.
And here's an extension of what we were talking about. A win tonight puts them at 30-0, 34th consecutive win, dipping back to last year. And some pretty elite company, certainly, with UCLA dominant, Indiana back in '76. Bill Russell's San Francisco team, they won a national championship. And they were undefeated, as we mentioned before, in the West Coast Conference, and the last team to do it until Gonzaga did it this season, undefeated in the West Coast. So a lot of marks being visited.
The amazing thing with all the success that this Gonzaga program has had, Kevin, this would be only their second trip to the Final Four.
402 days, my goodness, so much has happened, huh? Since that late February game. Suggs with a 3. He's a marvelous player. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. And now they're going to go to the bench here and bring in some of the other players, and some of the starters are going to come off. Nembhard and Suggs and Timmy. And the others will come in, like the freshman Ballo from Mali. He'll check in. We bring in Dominic Harris. He's a freshman from California, one of the top 60 players in the country. Mark Few enjoying the success of this. Also in Ben Craig. He's a freshman. Lauskas is in. He's a sophomore from Lithuania for Gonzaga. One of the players who make teams like Gonzaga, the teams they are, with the wonderful practices they provide. They're just like the players. They're getting tested who start, the name players. They're tested. They're in the bubble here for, 21 consecutive days, this Gonzaga team is, and they go through it, but they are valued by the headline players for the undefeated Bulldogs for sure.
And the undefeated Bulldogs certainly put on a show. USC was one of the hottest teams coming in to this game, Kevin. They have really done a great job in the entire tournament.
Shot outside. Also in the game, Julian Strawford. He's a freshman from Vegas, out there for Gonzaga. Ron Polo inside, finishes the issue and gets a couple. That'll do it. Gonzaga is going to the Final Four. They are unbeaten with history in their crosshairs. Commanding win over a team that many thought would give them a push tonight. Not the case. They led wire to wire. Number 1 seed overall. Gonzaga goes to 30-0. And they come up with a win over the USC Trojans. commanding in every way. And for the Trojans, getting to the Elite Eight for the first time in 20 years, a lot where they can build too.
Sometimes their offense is so good that you forget about their defense, but I thought their defense was, particularly early in the game, was a big key. They jumped out to the fast start. They were able to get out in transition. They were able to force turnovers. What a team. What a performance.
Gonzaga will take on the winner as they punch their ticket. Michigan or UCLA. They'll be tipping off at just before 10 o'clock Eastern time here on TBS. Gonzaga, Spokane, Washington, 7,500 students. Mark Few, in his 22nd season, he's had offers to go to bigger schools, perhaps bigger name schools. He has stayed in a place that he loves, and he has proven that you can definitely accomplish anything you need to. You're just doing it the right way. But a 30-win season, #1 the entire year. Now they're going back to the Final Four. Downstairs to Dana Jacobson.
Kevin, thank you. Jalen, congratulations. Just a couple assists shy of a triple-double, but you are headed to the Final Four in your freshman year at Gonzaga. How does that sound?
Man, it feels great. This is surreal, man. Being here with these guys, the way we came out in battle today and all play together as a unit, it was so much fun. I've loved every part of this journey, and we're not done yet.
I was just going to say, you told us yesterday about choosing basketball and choosing Gonzaga because you want to be a part of a team, not just a piece of a puzzle. What can you say about the effort that your team had out there?
We play together as a unit, man, and we play for each other, and that's what makes us so special. Everyone gives their all for each other, for the coaching staff, and when we get out there, we're all in unison. And man, you see, we have so much fun. We're always smiling, and yeah, this is a great one tonight.
2 wins away from a national championship. I know you guys don't want to focus on the perfect record right now. What do you focus on?
We focus on getting 1% better every day. Focusing on growing as a unit and, reaching our full potential, squeezing out the last bit of juice that we got in the tank.
Congratulations. Go celebrate with your teammates, Jalen.
Thank you.
We talked to Jalen yesterday. We talked to Mark Few yesterday. And Mark told us, whenever these players, myself, anybody with our program, have the idea to get negative, Dan, he said the resiliency and love for the game that these players have shown, it's been so apparent just how much basketball means to our players, to all the kids in the tournament. Their resiliency, Mark Few was telling us, it's been inspiring, almost bringing you to tears. They don't complain. And he said that's the thought that comes to mind as we've gone through all that we and all these other teams have gone through. And speaking of Mark Few, he is with our Dana Jacobson.
Coach, congratulations to you. Dan said this during the telecast. It is hard to believe with all the success that you've had, just your second trip to the Final Four. What does this one mean to you?
Oh, gosh, it means everything. I mean, it's such a special accomplishment. And to do it this year with as crazy as it's been and as challenging as it's been, I can't tell you guys, this group has been unbelievable. They've just been unbelievable from day one. Never a complaint, always positive, always working their tails off. And obviously just a joy to coach and a joy to watch, especially the way we played tonight.
The way you played tonight was on both sides of the ball, seemed so flawless at times. The effort there, we've focused on your offense so much. That defense that we saw tonight, what can you say about it?
I mean, I think we've had a lot of games like that. And look, the offense has been spectacular all year and historically one of the best ever. But we played great D. I mean, we've been top 10, even top 5 for a good portion of the year with our defensive efficiency. And when we challenge these guys, when they fly around like that, that's when we're at our best, because then we can get out and run.
Yeah, I should correct myself. I do think you told us yesterday this may be one of your best defensive teams that you've had out there.
Yeah.
You talked about what the guys have gone through this year. We talked about the idea of not focusing on that perfect record. With 2 wins to go until a national championship possibly, what do you do to set the minds in the right direction right now?
Well, first of all, this is a really, really big deal, and Zags know how to celebrate, okay? And I got a lot of weaknesses, but one of my strengths is I know how to seize the moment, seize the day. So we're going to have a hell of a lot of fun with this tonight and celebrate, and we'll start getting ready tomorrow for whoever we need to play.
Pickleball for everyone, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Coach, congratulations.
Yeah.
Well, they may celebrate tonight, but he told us yesterday, sometimes when I'm away in that place fishing or whatever on a stream up in the Pacific Northwest, I think about how great it is, how lucky I am to have these moments with these kids, and it's special, Dan.
And he's got a special team, Kevin.
All right, we say so long from Indianapolis,
Look at this one, Jay.
where Gonzaga is going to the Final Four. Coming up next on TBS, the East Regional Final, UCLA against Michigan. We're going to take you to our studio for Capital One Tournament Central after these messages.
For the win!
If a champion can teach us anything, it's to stay hungry, to keep our resolve, and to prepare for what's next. So to the players in the college sports community who never stop believing, the end goal is in sight. The ultimate rally. A comeback for all ages. For the fans, the teams, and most importantly, the players. Let's bring on the next champion. We're ready.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life!
Hey, why do all these say I'm offline?
Talent show ever.
Are you serious? I'm Dwayne Wade, and this is The Cube.
Welcome to the Misery Index.
She did a cartwheel in the air.
Fires on target.
With so many of us at home, we're shopping online more than ever. And with Visa Zero Liability, you don't have to worry about fraudulent purchases, which gives you confidence.
Check the Facebook.
A lot more confidence. For peace of mind online, Visa's got you covered.
Everyone loves my Bobapedic mattress. The best sleep for way less than those other brands. But don't take it from me. Guys?
It has a funny name, but I love their specially formulated.
Hey guys, I'm even live on LinkedIn.
Easy. I picked a price and field. Pops gave me 3 great options.
They let me choose delivery in a box or set up in my home. And have you heard that jingle?
Let me see my picture on the frame on Instagram.
Feels like no mattress you felt before.
The people have spoken.
Bob's Bobapedic.
Very nice.
This is Capital One Tournament Central.
For the unbeaten Zags, 4 wins by a total of 96 points. Tonight, 85-66 over USC to advance to the Final Four for the second time in school history. Can Charles Barkley pronounce our name yet?
Ashley Slavagu. You can't pronounce her name. The Zags. I just go by Zags. Like I told you.
But she wants you to name the school.
Oh, Gonzaga.
There you go.
Right?
Easy.
Because
it's going to
it
make her happy.
Zog.
It's
a
Zag.
So the home of the great John Stockton, one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah. Coming up, we got Michigan and UCLA. It's Capital One Tournament Central, by the way, everybody. Ernie Johnson with Charles Barkley, Kenny the Jet Smith, Andy Katz. Wow, 27 straight double-digit wins, 30-0 overall, 34 straight wins. Here's how it played out. And right from the jump, USC tentative at the beginning of the game.
Yes, indeed.
And Gonzaga just taking advantage, forcing turnovers. Jalen Suggs
right
with
there.
the finish.
Literally taking it.
Yeah, and then Andrew Nemhard.
What a find he has been. The Florida transfer, eligible right away.
Then we had this. As Bert Smith, the official, collapsed on the baseline, was down for about 5 minutes.
Glad to see him up, though.
Taken from the floor.
I'll tell you
We'll
what.
update his situation here in just a second.
I'm not going to talk about the Zags' offense anymore. Their defense is terrific.
Well, you got to talk a little bit about Drew Timmy's offense, don't you?
Hey, just get him in the post and just mix him up a little bit.
He had 23 and 5.
Look at it flexing.
3 straight 20-plus games. First time the Zags have ever had that from one player in a tournament.
The pass. The turnovers early, USC really put them behind the 8 ball, and then their confidence just dropped.
Yeah, and that boy dropped too.
Number 1 pick.
49-30 at the break,
Let's get it done.
I told you before the game he was going to put on the show tonight, and he did.
Joel Ayayi.
And remember, at the beginning, Ernie, he got popped in the nose in like the first couple of minutes.
Yeah, but we're basketball players, Andy. We can take a punch.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Speak for yourself.
Somebody else, but I'm going to leave him out this conversation.
So the Zags never trail, led by as many as 24. They win at 85-66, making their second trip now to the Final Four. The other was in 2017 when they lost to
North Carolina.
There you go. I knew you would be able
They
to
should have
fill
won.
in
They
that
were up
blank.
late.
They should have.
They should have. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Remember that out of bounds call?
Yeah. No, I don't.
Capital One Venture Card, double-double. You had 3 players in double figures. In fact, Jalen Suggs almost had himself a triple-double, 18, 10, and 8. There's only been 1 triple-double in Gonzaga history. Do you know that, Chuckster?
John Stockton?
No. Joel Ayayi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This season?
This season against Portland, as a matter of fact.
Remember Joel did it?
And so, Baylor and Houston got there last night. Gonzaga gets there tonight. We await the winner of Michigan and UCLA, which will tip here on TBS at 9:57. I got about 9:30 here in the East. That's roughly 27 minutes until the until the tip.
That's my man, Brock Lesnar. You can't be throwing the big shoe around like that, Brock.
So what stood out the most to you, Kenny, about this Gonzaga team in this game?
Sticking with the game plan. A lot of times you can, going into the Final Four, it's the game to get there, game to get back, to win a national championship possibly. You could be reserved, meaning not taking the options that are available because you're looking for a great shot instead of a good one, a great defensive play instead of a good one. They stayed with the script, and that was the poise. I think it started with Jalen Suggs. You know my theory of if you have the best big man or you have the best guard, usually the best guard wins. But Jalen, up until this point, wasn't offensively aggressive the way he was today. Today he was offensively aggressive. He looked for a shot more, which entailed and actually got him more passing lanes. So the best guard won today. He was the best player on the floor. He and Timmy's scoring was great. But in terms of just the execution and the pace of the game and how you lead a basketball team, I don't think you could have done it any better.
So you don't want to talk about their offense anymore.
I'm gonna talk about
USC came in shooting 55%. They're held to 39%. They came in 51% from deep, 33% in this
Let me tell you something. And I think it was one of the announcers was talking about it. We talk so much about their offense because they're the leading team in the nation in scoring.
It was Dan Bonner who brought
Dan
this up.
Bonner. I love Dan Bonner. He's been awesome to me. But I just want to tell you something, man. Their defense is terrific. You know, we can say USC got off to a slow start. That's because them boys was in there behind and taking the ball from them. You know, like sometimes, it was interesting. I think this is one of those teams, like, you see them on tape, you see them on television, and when you see them in person, they're different. It's kind of like when I watched Baylor play. Like the other day against Villanova, when they turned up that defense, Villanova had no game plan because you can always prepare for stuff. But, man, when they play defense, they do a really fantastic job. They switch everything. But on their mismatches, they help each other. They don't let guys just get dominated in the post. That's one of the things I always wonder when teams switch, why teams be patient. You got a big guy down there against a little guy, but if you throw it into the big guy, they're coming down. So hats off to them for their defense.
All right. I got a group of teams for you guys to post, to basically look at compared to Gonzaga. This is not whether or not Gonzaga is better than these teams, whether or not Gonzaga is more dominant within the season than these teams. You ready? 2015 Kentucky, 2005 Illinois, 1996 Kentucky, 92 Duke, or 90 UNLV?
Well, UNLV, that first year, they were terrific. And I would say that's the only team I'd put on a par with these guys. Larry Johnson and those guys, first of all, they were intimidating. Like, this team here they just paint a picture on offense that you can't master or plan for. Like, they never stop moving. Like, if you, like, in basketball, I was not a great defender. They said, keep your eye on your man and the ball. Like, if you turn your head for a split second, your man is on the other side of the court.
Ball you man.
Yeah. So they make it almost impossible. But UNLV was fantastic, that Jared Tarkanian coach team. That team, Kenny talked about it earlier. Like, other than Anthony Davis, like, he was just he was just so amazing that 1 year at Kentucky. He didn't even have a great offensive game. He dominated the game with his passing and defense. But as far as looking at now, this team's got to finish the journey, though.
You got to he's giving you the baby music. So
All right, Kenny, your thoughts?
Well, are you just talking about undefeated?
No, the manner in which they have dominated their competition.
No, well,
go ahead.
You throw they're going to be in a conversation, but again, UNLV.
Okay.
I hate you, Ernie.
You just realized what I did to you.
I want to hear Kenny's answer.
Played you the Oscar music. Go ahead,
I want to hear
Kenny.
Kenny's answer.
I would throw UNLV, but if you talk about dominance, you got to go to those Georgetown Hoya teams with Patrick Ewing. Like, the fear that they put in people when they dominated people. And there was a little team in North Carolina with a guy named Michael Jordan and James Worthy. Like, I don't think you could. The talent level that those guys have on Gonzaga, I think they play great as a team. But individually, they're a greater team.
Oh, no, I agree with that. I'm saying.
And that dominated because you would go, I don't have an answer for James Worthy. I don't have an answer for Patrick Ewing. I don't have an answer for Ralph Sampson. I don't have an answer for Larry Johnson. I might not even have an answer for AD. That's where I think the difference is the greatness of talent on those other teams, even the Duke teams. I said their name. I'm not even going to.
I know it was long too. We got to take a break in a second. But before we go,
I'm not even going to go there, Grant.
Before we go, let's get the latest on Bert Smith, the official. And what have we heard now? Because it's been sounding encouraging.
Yes, very much so. And this comes from J.D. Collins, who's the head of the NCAA officiating crew, and Dave Warlock from the NCAA, and both are saying that he's doing very fine. I mean, he's doing fine. And the plan is for him to go back to the hotel tonight, not go to the hospital. Due to HIPAA, they're not going to obviously disclose why he fainted. They may not know that at this juncture anyway. But
he just said he felt lightheaded.
Yes.
Yeah.
But bottom line is he's doing well, not planning on going to the hospital, going back to the hotel.
I'm surprised he should go to the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, if you
but we're not.
I'm just telling you what
we're not there.
It's not normal to pass out, though.
We're not there.
Yeah, but the guy just fainted.
Yeah,
something happened.
Normal. Yeah.
I
would go check that.
I go to the hospital. That makes no sense to send him back to a hotel room.
Yeah. They're not doctors, but they play them on TV.
I mean, I just know that
you've seen,
no one in my near
future
Gonzaga fell out, Ernie, in the last 10 days.
Cutting down the Nets and heading to the Final Four. 85-66.
Yeah, just send him back to the room.
Yeah. Chuck, you been anywhere?
Yeah. He's fine. He just fainted. Send him back to the hotel room.
What? Yeah, okay.
Game time, Chuck.
I still got fucking 7 more of these to do. Oh, you jackass. That sucked. This is so bad. Do this. I don't know what this is going to be. Weird. I got it now because I got to feel it's not cold already. Weird bubble in here. Let's do this. Weird bubble in here that I'm trying to figure out what to do with. Hey, what happened to the sound? We're having trouble playing this. Bubble gone.
On TV talking about smart butt technology. I love it. All right,
It's a new
Eric.
thing.
Yeah.
Will you Google for me?
Oh my, we will be back with more on Capital One Tournament Central. I don't know if he is coming back in here to
He
tell
can
you
stay
the
in there.
truth.
I would stay in there. If I was him, I'd stay there.
Nah, 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 nah.
Na 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 na.
Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye.
The world's first six-function multi-pro tailgate, available in the GMC Sierra.
Like, I don't know what you can put bacon on that doesn't make it better.
The first rule in food is there's never too much bacon.
That is true. Sonic Bacon Jam Cheeseburger. That's like commandment #1.
Yes.
Broken windshield, take one.
Hey guys, my windshield just got broken. I feel like I need to blow off some steam. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Mr. Blanks, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to file a claim online, on the app, or over the phone.
Yeah, but what if I never hear back? That's gonna make me want to go, Jack, Jack.
Nope, your Geico claims team is always there for you.
That makes me want to celebrate with some fireworks. 5, 6, 7, go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah!
Geico. Great service without all the drama.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Corona Hotline. Bracket, here's the basketball department.
Kenny Smith here. Can't tell you about that matchup, but as long as a Corona and a Lime matchup, it's all good.
Well done, rookie.
Call now to find your bracket beach. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. We're gonna fly high.
Oh my God!
I think he may have crapped his pants.
Oh boy.
John Cena and Nicole Byer host Wipeout. Special presentation tonight after NCAA coverage.
With so many of us at home, we're shopping online more than ever. And with Visa Zero Liability, you don't have to worry about fraudulent purchases, which gives you confidence. A lot more confidence. For peace of mind online, Visa's got you covered.
Here's me, Bob, looking super comfy in my Dream 5-piece sectional, only $22.99. And here's me in the competition's similar-looking sectional, trying to find enough change to afford its price. Hundreds, even thousands more than my Dream. My Dream sectional with super deep seating, baby soft stain-resistant fabric, and a plush down blend pillow top, plus a layer of Bobapedic memory foam, only $22.99. Me stressing over the competition's crazy price. Me relaxing on my Dream sectional.
Get Bob's discount!
Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Listen up, listen up.
I can feel your excitement.
I gotta get some air.
This is the worst theater experience I've ever had.
Madness presented by Buick after the UCLA game, and you will find out. Here are some high flyers who have envisioned greatness in the tournament.
Basketball's grandest stage. Can't contain it. Let the madness begin.
Oh, rock attack!
Wow. Flying high early.
Shantae Chachua!
So big and strong.
Play above the rim.
High level.
Oh, up high and down hard.
Inside, strong move. Slam down, exclamation point.
Great. Another high fly jam.
Highest percentage shot. My man is going down with authority. Up high.
Oh, another dunk.
Beautiful pass. But another guy. Hold up there.
Off and run in.
Long pass. It's like Dan Fox going down court.
Wow. The Ducks flying high. Energy. Vertical. Here they go.
right there in the rafters. Wow. Speed and a finish. They break the press. All alone. Oh. Ooh, you can't contain it. Bronze will pump. Ooh, you can't contain it. Bronze will pump you up.
High flying.
Fine, Wiggins throws it down. Oh, and a follow jam. The interior, so strong. Oh my goodness, is alive and well. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, it's March Madness.
T5G is fast, reliable, and secure, so you can watch all the March Madness games from coast to coast.
Really? Can I watch from downtown?
Yes.
What about from way downtown?
And even from the suburbs of greater metropolitan areas and beyond. You know what?
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
It's not complicated. AT&T 5G is fast, reliable, and secure.
All right, guys, no insurance talk on beach day.
I'm down.
Yes, please.
Don't get me wrong, I love my RV, but insuring it is such a hassle.
Same with my boat. The insurance bills are through the roof.
Be cool.
I wish I could group my insurance stuff. The house, the car, that exists.
The bundle! It's a bundle and it saves you money! Hi, I'm Will from Progressive and I couldn't help it over here.
Super fun beach day, everybody.
It's not just the colors. Or the... It's not just the colors. Or the letters. Or the medals.
It's the places, the commitment, and the journey.
It's not just one of us we're playing for. It's all of us. Together.
Why is this off again? What am I getting? What's happening?
Who's having trouble playing the show?
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Allstate. You've never been in better hands. Axe. Intuit TurboTax Live. And by Wendy's, the official breakfast of March Madness.
Why didn't you answer your phone?
You're not gonna believe what just... You bought a Coca-Cola with zero sugar?
Yeah.
You bought a Coca-Cola with zero sugar?
Yeah. Why?
Come on, it has zero sugar.
Yep.
And it's delicious.
I don't believe it.
Just try something new. You'll love it.
This does taste great.
The Bacon Double Stack is back in the biggie bag for just $5. Only at Wendy's.
Okay, Pamela.
Pamela has made it to the middle. She's got to hit that button. She does. Oh, she's once again. Wipeout fans. Sounds simple.
Sounds very
It's
simple.
not. Fast.
What a good splash.
This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
All new episodes of Wipeout, Thursday at 9 on TBS.
The system is broken. They wouldn't let me be a wrestler. Who are these guys? They're never gonna make it. This wasn't supposed to work.
Let's be honest, we weren't supposed to be here.
It's never gonna happen. A wrestling show by wrestlers for wrestling fans. We could be the wrestlers that we want to be.
We have our own stories. We make our own characters.
Pushing the envelope, taking risks.
And so that's what makes us so different. That's what makes us elite.
It's all I've ever wanted to do.
I needed pro wrestling like I needed air. It's boundless. Anything can happen at any time. We're boundless in our ability to grow. We're boundless in our talents.
We're living literally our best lives, and we just got started. If that's year one, what does the rest of it look like?
Nightfall on a Tuesday night, downtown Indianapolis, Indiana. We are at Lucas Oil Stadium. We're on the other side of the curtain. This is the Unity Court as they introduce the two teams making a bid for the last spot of the Final Four. It's UCLA, the 11 seed, coming out of the Pac-12 against the Michigan Wolverines, the top-seeded Wolverines out of the Big Ten. The winner will match up against Gonzaga. Baylor and Houston already in. Gonzaga just a few moments ago sealed their Final Four, and now one last bid to close it down. Hi, everybody. Brian Anderson along with the future College Basketball Hall of Fame member Jim Jackson. Great to have you with us. And Jimmy, we got a couple of name brands, UCLA and Michigan, for a trip to the Final Four.
Well, I was taught that brand sell. You got two of the biggest in the business with UCLA and Michigan.
All right, get us into some of the matchups here. What do you think the key is right out of the gate?
Well, real simple for me is Hunter Dickinson and Cody Riley inside. And why is that the case? Because I believe the depth from UCLA is not there in regards to the paint. So if Hunter is able to dominate early, pick up some fouls, that could cause some problems for UCLA. So let's keep our eye on that matchup.
Michigan is massive. UCLA's had this great run through the first four. Here are the starting lineups presented by Wendy's for this Elite Eight matchup. And we highlight Johnny Juzang. He's looking for a bounce back after the Sweet 16. Remember, he fouled out. And Brandon Johns Jr., what a job he has done filling in for the injured Isaiah Livers. Both of these teams lost big-name players. Allie LaForce will have more on that in just a moment. And we are ready to get it tipped off here in the final game of the Elite Eight, the East Region Final here in downtown Indianapolis. UCLA, Jimmy, it has been quite a path to get here. They started in the first four. They had to wait. Remember, they lost 4 games in a row right before the tournament began. They were sweating it out on Selection Sunday. They beat Michigan State in overtime. Then they took down BYU. Got Abilene Christian, a 20-point win there, and then maybe the best game we've had so far in the tournament as they beat Alabama in the Sweet 16.
But you know what? As you see the tip-off, UCLA and any team needed those games to reassure the confidence. It's a reason why they're here playing tonight. Those battles they went through just to get to this point.
Michigan controls the tip. First possession of this Elite Eight matchup. Michigan is big. Their front court, undersized. oversized, their backcourt undersized as Smith gets a big man on him with a switch. Franz Wagner dumps it in. Dickinson, little turnaround. Remember, he's left-handed. That was his offhand. And an empty set first trip down for the Wolverines.
The aggressive defense early on looked like more of a zone defense for UCLA, but what it does, it doesn't allow those straight line passes or the Michigan guards to break down the defense and get deep inside. See, steal now.
Johns with the pick. Johns all the way. Michigan on the board first. What they do best, they force a ton of turnovers. They're coming off a terrific Sweet 16 effort in which they forced turnovers, scored a bunch of points, got a lot of easy ones, and Johns has really taken his game to another level. He's playing about 25 minutes per game now, after he averaged about 10 minutes a game prior to the injury to Isaiah Livers. Here's Juzang looking at the first one, short. Brooks gives it to Smith. Point guard hands it up. Be a lot of ball movement. Michigan plays a beautiful brand of basketball when they're clicking. There's good defense in there by Riley.
And that's kind of one-on-one defense you want. Solid by Riley. Able to contest Dickinson without picking up an early one.
Riley, he'll pull it. And the lefty comes up short. Might have been blocked. Nope. Straight air ball. Michigan ball. There's Juwan Howard. Got a chance to not only play in 2 Final Fours, but go as a coach with a win here today. Michigan has a #1 seed, first time since Howard was playing for the Wolverines. They've been in that top seed. What a great story he's been, the Big Ten Coach of the Year. Franz Wagner, younger brother of Mo, star at Michigan, now in the NBA with Boston. And Mike Smith will get it organized here. These two diminutive point guards going at it. Tiger Campbell and Mike Smith. It's the switch. Brooks steps into one. Little floater. No. Out of the pack comes Jules Bernard. Bernard had a hot start in the Sweet 16 matchup against Alabama on Sunday. Riley falls down, kept his dribble. There goes Campbell down. Yeah, good hands, got it from both sides. Ends up in the hands of Brooks. And Johns lost it out of bounds. That'll be UCLA ball.
Well, 2 early turnovers for UCLA. Again, you talked about UCLA taking care of the basketball, only averaging 7 turnovers in the tournament, 8 overall. But one thing Michigan is able to do well, they don't force a lot of turnovers, but in the last game, you know, against Florida State, they forced 14. They converted that over to 24 points.
UCLA going to need 7 wins for a national championship, having to go through the first 4. 2 of their wins coming in overtime as Juzang knocks it down. First basket of the game for the Bruins comes from Johnny Juzang.
And that time, just Franz Wagner late on that switch. You got to know the scouting report that comes off that screen that he's going to be ready to shoot it. Going to be early.
Wagner at 6'9", backing his man down, and an air ball. Dickinson runs it down. Shot clock down to 6. Dickinson loses the handle. They look unsettled, both of them.
Well, take Juzang right here on the baseline and watch the screen right here. You got to be ready to go if you're Wagner because the switch was coming. Brandon Johns, I can hear him up here telling him, switch. Now, you don't want to switch too soon so you can slip a pass inside, but you got to know that if Juzang gets his feet set, BA, it's over. Count it.
Juzang fouling out of the Sweet 16 game at 13 points. He's been carrying them offensively, but they got a lot of weapons. Both of these teams are extremely balanced as Riley comes up short. There's Jaquez. He has been outstanding, and his first basket of the game. Jaime Jaquez, that's going to be a name you'll hear all night tonight.
Well, I mean, he just figures out a way to outwork his opponent. Beautiful pass inside, but how about Tiger Campbell on the strip down low? Well, the energy is here. You can feel it. Jaquez is soaking it up right now. Just knocked down to 3. Said, you know what? I want 2 the hard way.
My whole life is on my phone, so I need a secure network.
Your security is our priority. Say this ball is a security threat, and that's your phone. Take a shot. Oh, and David Robinson is AT&T Active Armor to help keep you safe.
Wow. Wait, where did he come from?
He just hangs around the store, waiting for people to ask about network security.
Network security is a passion of mine.
It's not complicated. AT&T Active Armor, 24/7 proactive network security, spam and fraud call blocking to help stop threats before they get to you at no extra charge.
Oh, that spin class was brutal. Well, you can try using the Buick's massaging seat. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Can I use Apple CarPlay to put some music on? Sure. It's wireless. Pick something we all like. Okay, hold on. What's your Buick's Wi-Fi password? Buick Envision 2021. Oh, you should pick something stronger. That's really predictable. That's a really tight spot. Don't worry. I used to hate parallel parking. Me too. Hey.
Really outdid yourself.
Yes, we did.
The all-new Buick Envision, an SUV built around you, all of you.
If you printed out directions to get here today, you're in the right place. My seminars are a great tool to help young homeowners who are turning into their parents. Now remember, they're not programs, they're TV shows. You woke up early, no one cares. Yes?
So I was using something called Home Quote Explorer from Progressive to easily compare home insurance rates. Was I hashtagging?
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance with Home Quote Explorer.
Guess what? The waiter doesn't need to know your name.
I'm Jason Tatum. Check out my Subway sub with delicious turkey and crispy bacon. It'll help you hit shots from anywhere, unlike those other subs.
My sub has steak.
Wait, what did he say?
Steak.
Choose better, be better, and now save when you order in the app. Subway, eat fresh.
New upgraded Axe body wash.
Hey, how you doing, baby?
Keeps you clean and smelling refreshed for 12 hours.
Wake up, fellas. We finally here. Indianapolis. Now we just got to find the stadium.
You just say Indianapolis?
The Final Four. Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Indianapolis.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. You do know we're in the Maryland, right? Indianapolis is in the Indiana.
Two different states, man.
Welcome back to Lucas Oil Stadium, where Michigan and UCLA are underway. Both teams just one win away from a trip to the Final Four, but they're doing it, both of them, without not just their top performers, but also their emotional leaders. When Michigan lost Isaiah Livers to a foot fracture before the tournament, Hunter Dickinson told me it was devastating because when you got to practice an hour early, he was already there in a full sweat. But Brandon James filled big shoes quickly. He had not played 15 minutes in a single game all season. He's played at least 24 in every game since and was huge in the Sweet 16 victory. UCLA lost its top scorer, Chris Smith, to the torn ACL. They lost a lot of size and toughness. David Singleton told me, though, straight up, he said, you have to have toughness no matter how tall you are. No excuses here.
You know what, Allie, that's great to see because in here, but it's a little bit different because when Chris Smith went down, UCLA had more time to adjust. With Isaiah Livers, less time. You don't have time to prepare and put someone else. You see a jump shot right there. So it was a quicker turnaround for Michigan to be able to retool without their leading scorer.
Now that was in the Big Ten tournament. Remember, he played in the Big Ten tournament against Maryland. And actually played 3 games on that stress fracture. Chris Smith, a star in the Pac-12, but it looks to me, watching UCLA, this is our 3rd game with the Bruins now, starting in the first 4. They're a lot more spread, they're a lot more open offensively, and Riley has really played well. There's a lot more freedom as Juzang comes up empty.
Well, you got more space to work, but also you're not focused on trying to get the ball inside, and that's not a bad thing. You see a beautiful move. That time by Brooks able to get inside. But again, now you spread the court a little bit more. Now you allow your guards and your wing players more space to try to navigate and work. If you don't have a shot, you kick it out, get some open jump shots. It's obviously boded well for UCLA.
And for Michigan, with injury comes opportunity, and Brandon Johns Jr. is starting to find his way now. His minutes are way up, and he has become an impact player. Jaquez runs into a wall, but got a flurry of fakes and moves inside the post. Can't connect on this one. That'll be Michigan ball. Hey, a reminder, you can scan this code right now to watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness.
What I don't have are USB-Cs to USB-Cs.
Leaves it for Dickinson, two-handed
I got every other one.
That's the ball movement, the action of Michigan offensively.
And also a quick hitting play. I mean, that one was like, as soon as you blink, now Eli Brooks is down the lane, and you have to help. Once you do that, Dickinson's going to be wide open on the baseline. And on the opposite end, UCLA, keep our eye on them finishing inside. See a turnover here. Michigan is one of the better teams in the country that protect the paint. You see Dickinson right here maintaining his position. Fumbles it a little bit, but the explosion up to finish.
Each team with 3 turnovers. All of the field goals right now have been 2s. UCLA's made 2. Michigan with 3 made field goals. Both of these teams hang their hat on defense. Mick Cronin of UCLA, he is a defensive-minded coach. It's taken him a while, but he is finally somewhat pleased, as Mick Cronin can be with the way they're playing defense right now. Johns had the table pulled out of him.
About Jules Bernard on that. But, you know, go back to Mick Cronin, who's a very good friend of mine. To change the mindset of a total team, one player is one thing. But when you're talking about 8, 9, 10 players on a different way of playing. Again, their pace in 2018, they were like 17th in the country. They're in the bottom half right now. So you have to change everything you do, and it takes time. But once it took hold, this UCLA team has what it takes to be successful long term.
Offensive foul here on Riley, I believe. Chandra Brown just in the game for Michigan on the screen here. Riley will go to the bench.
Let's take a look here. Yeah, he did move up the lane. And if you're Riley, too, you don't want to pick up those fouls away from the basket, because that early foul, you know that when you battle with Dickinson inside, you're going to end up picking up another one. And that's 2 in the first half. And you may be regulated to sitting down on the bench next to your coaches.
Dickinson gets free inside and scores it. You see, Kenneth Nuba is on the floor. Mick Cronin is going to use 2 bigs that haven't played much unless he matches up against a big opponent. And that's Mac Etienne and Kenneth Nuba. And you can bet they'll be using up as many fouls as they can. Nuba there with the offensive rebound off the Campbell miss. Nuba's played very few minutes. Bernard, halfway down it was as it rims out. Mike Smith working off the screen from Dickinson. Eli Brooks will fire a 3. And Nuba with the rebound, got a couple of boards already in his first minutes on the floor. Campbell. He's the guy that makes it happen for UCLA. His probing ability, penetrate and kick. Juzang, double team. Smith got a hand on it. Ball's loose, and that'll be another UCLA turnover. Let's see, officials coming together here. And they might overturn this one. We'll take a timeout. Yep, they're going to overturn it. That'll stay in the possession of UCLA. Timeout on the floor. 8-4, Wolverines.
The Aflac Post-Pain Show.
We are back with Steve, who's got 2 broken arms and 1 unexpected medical bill.
I mean, look at this guy. He can barely open his bill. Aflac! Let's look at the repaint replay.
Lost the dunk challenge, the use of his arms,
and his dignity.
Aflac? Aflac would have been the smart play. They pay cash directly to help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Should we give him a hand?
Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover.
Aflac!
Official partner of March Madness.
Buffalo Wild Wings has 26 sauces and seasonings, like mango habanero and honey barbecue. You're gonna need more fingers. Buffalo Wild Wings, official chicken wing of the Big Dance.
C'est payé, balayé,
Smooth driving pays off. Saving is easy. You're in good hands. Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
Whose hard lemonade seltzer is this? Looks so crisp and refreshing.
Oh, it's Mike's.
Oh, Mike who? Oh.
Oh, no, relax. He brought them for the party.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of him.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the mics, baby.
Will do, Mike. Will do. Is he still looking over here?
Yes.
Okay. Is he smiling?
No, he's
No?
not. He's
Yes
not
or no?
smiling.
Oh, God.
New Mike's Hard Lemonade Seltzer. Nobody makes lemonade like Mike's.
Shh, just listen.
I'm like a lot.
Yeah, I'm almost done. I've got one more after
All right,
this.
check.
And
The
then we're
power
gonna
behind the
finish
numbers
with
presented by Powerade, this excellent Michigan defense, especially covering the three-point line. And their first three opponents all well below their season averages
Okay, give me a
behind the
second.
three-point
I got one
line.
more.
This was the
Look at this ball.
call that was overturned. They didn't look at this on replay. They can do that last 2 minutes of regulation and the last 2 minutes of overtime, but the officials came together, Bo Borowski, Vern Harris, and Lee Cassell, and determined it was UCLA ball. Got it right. And UCLA will retain the possession here. Bernard had that one partially blocked, comes up short, gets his own. And Bernard
backers,
will
this
set
shit
it
hurts my
with a
back.
fresh 20.
And
I'm always like, no, there can't be what hurt my back.
Michigan
It's fucking
lays its hat on the defensive end, knowing that not only did Juwan play for it,
Bernard, another one. That misses.
Pat
This
Riley,
is what it's
but
like when I eat
coach,
ribs.
so he's brought
And I
that
have one
mentality
little napkin
to the
they give
University
me,
of Michigan.
Like, try to...
And was Wagner on the line? He was. Put the ball back in the hands of UCLA, and Nick Cronin going back to his bench. Johnny Juzang will re-enter. 12 consecutive misses for UCLA. Bernard will sit.
It's been a common thing, BA, is that you're not going to get a lot of clean looks unless you can really execute against this Michigan defense. We've seen early that the contested shots, hand in the face, body in position, makes it really tough for UCLA to feel comfortable in their offense right now, in particular when they're getting shots up at the basket.
Austin Davis' first minutes on the floor for Michigan. Singleton, who had that great finish to regulation against Bama and then overtime. Some key free throws as he tries to guard Brooks in the corner. That's his spot over there. Three-pointer is up and in for Chandrick Brown. Brown transferred from Wake Forest. 1,000-point score there in 3 years, and has he been terrific in this NCAA tournament. 9-0 Michigan run here. They're up 11-4. First made three of this game. Shot clock late here. Down to 4. Tiger Campbell in the corner for 3. Short. Brown with a rebound. Brown wants to push it. Defending Juzang, and Brown. Oh, it's blocked from behind by Jaime Jaquez.
Well, excellent defense that time. You see transition first. Brown out. Tries a Euro step by, but Jaquez not giving up on the play. In the last defensive play, you would see that Michigan pushed kind of a pro thing. The pick and roll BA down to the baseline, and you had Campbell in the corner, so you really had no room to work with. Smart defense by the Wolverines.
UCLA going with a little more size here as Campbell will get his first rest. Bernard returns to the lineup. UCLA had a couple of big men. Ali mentioned Chris Smith. They also lost Jalen Hill, who left the team due to personal reasons in late January. So they had to totally change the way they do it. Inside, Wagner can't get it to go. Bernard runs it down.
Not big inside. You got to rely on your backcourt players to come up and clean up some of the loose change. And that time, Bernard able to get in and gobble up that rebound.
Here goes Juzang now, gets himself free, and the first basket for the Bruins in over 6.5 minutes.
That nice little elbow that time. by Jaquez to get that shot off.
Mike Smith looking for Brooks. Kind of overloaded here on the near side. Wagner. Davis. They clear it out for him. Working on Riley. Davis with the left hand scores. Strong inside. Wave after wave of size. You've got Austin Davis, who's 6'10", 250. Hunter Dickinson, the freshman, the Big Ten freshman of the year, goes 7'1", 255. Every position Michigan can match up with a bigger player. That was a concern for Mick Cronin. Again, late clock. Michigan defending well. And here's Riley. Got to get one up. Juzang for three. Got it.
2 in a row.
Johnny Juzang transferred from Kentucky. First year at UCLA. Had some ankle problems. Missed the last regular season game. Had some issues with that ankle, but he has come out in this NCAA tournament blazing hot until the Sweet 16. As I mentioned, got into foul trouble. It's been a big score for them. Wagner on the take at 6'9", will lay it in. No contest there, Jimmy.
No, but you know what? He didn't have much room to operate in, but the quick dribble and the long frame got him to the basket in one bounce. Back line of the defense, no time to recover.
Juzang again, why not? He's got the hot hand. He's 4 of 6. The rest of the Bruins are 1 of 11. Johnny Juzang shooting the Bruins right back in this one.
Well, let me redeem myself right here. I gave this one to Jaquez, and it's Juzang to get it inside with the elbow. You know what? You leave me open, I'm going to take this three-pointer. And sometimes people don't learn. You come late, I'm going to make you pay. UCLA up 3, down 3.
If one super truck can change the world, imagine what 2 can do. The all-electric GMC Hummer EV SUV.
Who brought the sauce?
I brought the sauce.
Who made the sauce?
I made the sauce.
What's in the sauce?
I am the sauce.
Who brought the sauce? Okay.
Don't tell me you've tasted
Hey,
anything like this.
Patrick, we stop
Don't
this.
tell me